I thank the gentleman from North Dakota. Let me be clear again. 4 years ago and now. 4 years ago, we were using Title 42. 4 years ago, we had the stay in Mexico policy. 4 years ago, we were letting Border Patrol do their job, not to process more and more illegal activity, but to make sure they were protecting the border. 4 years ago, we were immediately expediting wherever we could back to the country of origin. 4 years ago, we were instituting more technology at the border to make sure to keep it whole. 4 years ago, we had the wall being built where it does exist, they don't cross. 4 years ago was vastly different than where we are now. So I associate myself with the remarks from the gentleman of North Carolina, but I will say that 4 years ago, under President Trump, we had major improvement. And you know, my friends on the other side of the aisle, we have American citizens, urban minorities in our cities and in our rural areas, people that are black and brown that are being underserved because of what is happening to the urban areas in which they live. We had to, in New York City, they've reduced the amount of money going for public safety because they have to spend it on illegal activity, illegal aliens. These are illegal activities. That's the point here. We're arguing whether someone who is involved in a high-speed chase trying to get away because they've committed illegal activity should be deported. They should be deported whether they were in a high-speed chase or whether they were not in a high-speed chase. They shouldn't be in the United States of America. We can't have open borders allowing everybody from every place in the world to come to this country. Certainly, I believe in immigration legally. I love it. And as was said here before, it is an insult. It is an insult to the millions of legal immigrants who waited in line, who pledged their support to the United States of America, who believe in our flag, who believe in our Constitution, who believe in our Declaration of Independence, and learned about it, and want to become part of America. That's the kind of immigration I believe in. In order to accomplish that goal, we must close down and button up our borders to illegal activity. And I yield back to my friend from North Dakota.
Gentleman.
Just briefly, I think we have to put this in perspective. Illegal activity is illegal activity. No nation that has ever prevailed has open borders. A mere 4 years ago, we have the border under control. Now, a bipartisan answer, I do not believe, is to just allow the borders be open and process individuals even more rapidly, spend more money on processing. I think the answers are in H.R. 2, which is to finish the wall. And the wall does work. I've seen the wall. Where the wall exists, folks don't cross over. Where it does exist, where it doesn't exist, they do cross over. I think that's clear. And the return to Mexico policy did work, as the policies that we had 4 years ago, and immediately expediting back to the country of origin did work. And all the other policies they had. We need more border patrol. We need to button up the borders. We need to make sure that, you know, the word isn't out that the borders are open. I mean, it was so telling, and I know I'm reviewing what now is almost ancient history, but quite frankly, when President Biden won, illegal immigrants that were ready to cross the border were wearing Joe Biden t-shirts. That's for a reason. He knew he wasn't going to enforce the law. This is elemental. It's not that complicated. There is a law that you can't cross into the United States of America, which most countries have similar laws, illegally. And so in the process of committing an illegal act, not only did you do that, but then when somebody is trying to apprehend you, you engage in a high-speed chase, which endangers the law enforcement individual. It's wrong. And they're even responsible for another crime at that point. You know what? And to the point that they fear Border Patrol, I'm telling you, there's a lot of people, millions upon millions of people in the United States of America who fear what's happening on our border, Fear the fact that we know that people on the terror watch list are slipping in. Fear the fact that the drug cartels control our borders, not the United States, not Mexico, but the drug cartels. Fear the drug cartels. Fear the fentanyl. Fear the illegal activity. It's illegal. It's not complicated. It's wrong. So I would say if we want to have a real answer, button up the borders, stop the illegal activity, and then you can discuss revising immigration law. But until that time, it's a moot point. We need to have the law obeyed. And when somebody goes out of their way by trying to escape, they commit a further infraction, and that adds to it, and it is wrong. It endangers the good men and women who work in the Border Patrol. And to Ms. Jayapal's point, yeah, I'm sure there are individual Border Patrol agents who aren't good people. There are individual members of Congress who aren't good people. There are individual doctors and dentists who aren't good people. My point is, in every profession there are. That doesn't mean that the majority of Americans who are law-abiding fear law enforcement. They don't. There's some bad eggs, but they don't. And this is the point. So let's do the right thing. I support this legislation, and I applaud the author of the legislation.
Would the gentleman yield?
I will yield.
To make